let's just get this one out the way. Let's do, right, the Great Chinese Freedom Roundup. Okay? It's time. It's time for the Great Chinese Freedom Roundup. Because if you've been paying attention to the news, you've probably seen a number of headlines that are unbelievable. Now, my views... my all-important views, get ready for the DDoS. My views are, I like countries to let their populace live free, right? And there was a guy spamming the chat with, how would you describe yourself politically? Which happens a lot these days, almost as if they were trying to trap me. Here's one of the things I ascribe to politically is, I have said this many times, I'll repeat it. If I was to make a party tomorrow, a political party, it would be called the Leave Me the Fuck Alone Party. Because I know the majority of people in a country just want to get on with their lives, do their jobs, pay their taxes, and then do what the fuck they want in their spare time. And not have the government and the nanny state constantly sticking their fucking fingers in. Leave me the fuck alone. Right? That party, by the way, I'm in there. If I ran in America, which I can't, but if I was living there and I could, and I created the Leave Me the Fuck Alone party, it would be the best run by a third-party candidate since Ross Perot. 100%. And so, when it comes to countries like China, where you, by definition, are not left alone, in fact, quite the opposite, you have shit like social credit scores, coming soon to Australia and America, right? You have this constant need to stand up and salute and say the anthem, already in America. It's ridiculous. The disinformation and lack of personal freedoms, already in America. It's insane. And I've said it many times. The Chinese people believe, right, incredibly, despite being the single most important superpower of the current moment, they seem to believe that everyone in the rest of the world bullies them. And that's why the Chinese people get mega upset if people boo the Chinese anthem. Track them down, put them in jail. You do realise the same government might track you down and put you in jail for shit you did. But they're mocking China. No, this is a grift. You're being fooled. It's just your media filters out all the crazy shit you do. Track them down, right? So I do feel a bit sorry, because when you live in a fucking propaganda bubble, obviously everything you think's going to be garbage. You can't help it. So, China has gone off the fucking deep end lately, like 100%. I'm not talking about temporary removal of civil liberties during a pandemic deep end. I'm talking absolutely unbelievable, is this really happening deep end? And so, I already talked about the first one that we'll get into. And it's mind-blowing still to me. This was reported on ABC News, who may have had to tread carefully because of Disney's all part. That's Disney, isn't it? Right. China bans men it sees as not masculine enough from TV. I know, listen, when I said this at the start of the stream, you all didn't believe it. You all didn't believe it, right? Well, this is what's going on. China's government has banned effeminate men on TV and told broadcasters to promote revolutionary culture. Don't revolt against the Chinese government. We don't mean that. Broadening a campaign to tighten control over business and society and enforce official state-approved morality. Beijing, China's government banned effeminate men on TV and told broadcasters Thursday to promote revolutionary culture. President Xi Jinping has called for a national rejuvenation with tighter Communist Party control of businesses, education, culture, and religion. Companies and the public are under increasing pressure to align with its vision for a more powerful China and healthier society. The party will get to the reduced access to online games. Here's the quote. Broadcasters must resolutely put an end to sissy men and other abnormal aesthetics. The National Radio and TV Administration said, using an insulting slang term for effeminate men. Do I get in trouble if I say that? I don't even know. I'm not going to. It's there on the screen. I might already be in trouble, but I'm not even going to. So, it's okay. Literally girly guns. That's not that bad, is it? Girly guns, is that? Girly guns. That reflects girly guns. That reflects official concern that Chinese pop stars, influenced by the sleek, fashionable look of some South Korean and Japanese singers and actors, yeah, K-pop again, are failing to encourage China's young men to be masculine enough. Broadcasters should avoid promoting vulgar internet celebrities and admiration of wealth and celebrity as well, the regulator said. And instead, it should promote excellent Chinese traditional culture, revolutionary culture, and, bit of an oxymoron, this one, advanced socialist culture. So that was the first thing. No sissy backers allowed anymore. The thing is, as well, though, like I'll tell you, porn wrecks your brain. I'm starting to agree with all of these idiots because sissy just means something completely different to me now. It doesn't mean that anymore. It means that. So just putting that out, yeah, just saying. But anyway, then, right, just to put a real big exclamation point at the end of this, here we have, this is from the South China Morning Post. No more celebrity lists. Oh, stop. NetEase joins... I'm going to say Weibo from now on, because I just call it Weibo. And many people have said, Richard, that's really offensive. You're conflating Japanese culture and Chinese culture with your stupid mispronunciations. But I've always just called it Weibo. But it is Weibo, I guess. And Tencent in pulling rankings as Beijing bears down on fan clubs. So you now have to get rid of any sort of ranking of popularity for celebrities. That's got to go. I'll read you the story. Chinese tech giant NetEase has joined Weibo and Tencent Holdings in removing celebrity ranking lists amid Beijing's ongoing crackdown on fan club culture. NetEase Music, one of China's leading music streaming services, on Sunday removed celebrity ranking lists from its platform and limited purchases of digital albums to one per user, making it the latest internet company to respond to Beijing's call in recent weeks to curb celebrity worship. One album, one purchase of one album per user. Yeah, I know. This is the worry when you do this stream. There's people in my chat already going, yeah, it's pretty based, actually. I'd like to live there. This will stop a lot of the nonsense, actually. It's attacking freedom. The only thing that matters. Don't want to buy 10 albums at once. Why can't I? Stop worshipping that celebrity, they say. NetEase Music will step up its measures to curb unruly fan culture. Right? The stands. Won't somebody think of this? The stands have been wrecked. Unruly fan culture on the platform. Read a company statement on Sunday. We have been cleaning up harmful information, strengthening our minor protection features, and boycotting the unconstrained celebrity worship on the platform. Rationality is the star worth chasing for a lifetime, said NetEase. That's a wicked line, actually. Like that's too good a line to throw away in a shitty propaganda press release. Right? So this all comes because the Cyberspace Administration of China, the CAC, it's an internet watchdog essentially, have told all local authorities to cancel all forms of celebrity rankings and tighten oversight on celebrity marketing agencies. This is also applied to QQ Music. And Chinese authorities have hit out at the country's entertainment industry, pledging to uproot the negative influence of celebrity culture on the nation's youth. The commitment is part of a national campaign to safeguard the political and ideological security of cyberspace, with a slew of media superstars felled by accusations of rape, tax evasion, and other misconduct in recent months. So they're saying, look, these celebrities are decadent, depraved criminal scumbags, so you can't buy albums now. Makes sense. I'll just throw this in. It's not a good fit, but it pads out the stream. Do want to also just mention, while we're here and we're talking about China and China freedoms, remember how the world was going to end because an orange man pulled America out of the Paris Climate Accord. And everyone went, no, we're all going to die, even though it literally changes absolutely nothing. It's a promise to keep emissions down that America can't possibly keep. Because they keep shutting down nuclear plants and going, well, a bit more fracking will keep us going. Right? Anyway, there was also a Chinese meeting with John Kerry. Remember him? Fucking hell, he looks like something out of a horror movie there, doesn't he? John Kerry, great political figure, right? Yeah, thought so. Was just double checking. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant to this topic. John Kerry. Anyway, America have had this diplomatic meeting. John Kerry's gone out there. And they're like, so China, would you possibly maybe think about, doing a bit less pollution? Please. Let's see how that went. Beijing has rebuffed American calls to make more public pledges on climate change. Oh, Joe, you said you were going to be tough on China. You wacky fucking septuagenarian, you. Before a UN climate summit in November, insisting it should follow its own plan rather than bowing to US pressure. During talks with Chinese leaders in Tianjin, US climate envoy John Kerry presented a list of proposals. Hey, just pick one for Beijing to accelerate its climate efforts. They included a public commitment to the 1.5 degrees Celsius limit of global warming targeted in the 2015 Paris Agreement, a definite time frame for carbon emissions to peak before 2030, and a moratorium on financing overseas coal-fired projects. But the two sides failed to reach an agreement, according to the source, who requested anonymity. China already has its own plans. I believe those plans can be summarized as world domination in the next 10 years. China already has its own plans and roadmap for achieving its climate goals, said the person, adding China would not accept Washington telling it what to do and when. The Biden administration's recent actions targeting the Chinese solar panel industry over forced labor allegations in Xinjiang was a concern brought up by Chinese officials during the discussions with Kerry. The US has asked the Chinese government to give up support to the coal plants, but it has imposed sanctions on China's photovoltaic companies. I guess that means making solar power. So they basically just said no. And you can see here, just to give you an idea of how the climate's doing, this purple line is the number of days above 33 degrees in Hong Kong by year. And these are the number of days less than 12 degrees by year. The grey one. And you can probably see it's getting a little bit warm. Getting a little bit warm. But China's got it sorted. And so we go back to, telling people, in California, you're the problem. You, yes, you, in your shitty apartment you can barely afford. Corporations, of course, responsible for approximately 90% of all the pollution, but it's fine. We'll just put it on you, the people. Why not? So China telling the US to stick it up their arse there. Not really a good fit for this segment, but before we go into the real good stuff, I thought, why not? Because here it is, the one you've all heard about already. Are you a gamer? Would Felicia Day cross the street if she saw you coming? Well, if you're a gamer in China, bad news. Because China's decided that we're going to limit gaming time for all the under 18s to 1 hour a day on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and public holidays. Right? China's top watchdog for gaming and other forms of online media. And let's just go over here a moment. I have been castigated. Castigated is the only word for it. That's castigated. Because I've said, be careful giving away this idea games are addictive. They might be. There's no science for it. There's no compelling science for it. And remember, you do like to follow the science, right? So we all follow the science. We all trust the science. There's no science for it. But so many people in our industry want to just go, yeah, they're addictive. Of course they're addictive. How can they not be addictive? I played World of Warcraft for 24 hours in a row once, so of course they're addictive. They're addictive. Okay, your bad life choices an addiction does not make. You may have been addicted. It might have a hold on you. The games might be addictive in general, but I want to see some science. Just show me some science. Because here's what happens when you give it away. Shit like this coming to the West. Yes, coming to America, coming to the UK, coming to Europe. There's a fucking huge money tap that can be got at if you just say video games are addictive. If you admit that, well, they're addictive. Do you know what we do with addictive things? We regulate them. Regulators! That's what happens. Yes, Nate Dogg's alive again and regulating the shit out of your video games. And they get tons of government money for it, tons of fucking tax breaks for it, right? Job creation, so the government likes it. They get to stick it in their end-of-year portfolio. And then you're like, wait a minute, hang on, though. I wasn't addicted. Why can't I play my video games? Womp, womp, womp. Do not give the government a fucking inch. Have we learned nothing? Blue, or red or libertarian or whatever flavor of government. They're in military and they are going to fuck you up. They do not care about you. It is the government. They only care about feathering their own nests and serving corporate interests and feathering their own nests again. That's it. The people, it's feudalism, guys. It's feudalism. It always has been. We never got past that. You are still but a serf. Do not give these people a fucking inch. If they would stop at a mile, it would be okay. Right? Stop going along with easy narratives that get fucking used against you. When will you learn? How many more times? Well, alcohol is, it probably should be prohibited more. It should be regulated more, actually. Brilliant. That's going to be great, isn't it? When you're swiping a card at a bar on a weekend to see how much alcohol you've purchased in the last fucking 24 hours and being told you're not even allowed to get drunk anymore. Why? Not for health reasons, because it affects productivity, because it's a Sunday and you've got work tomorrow. And then you go back to your fucking house that's owned by the same corporation you work for and you can't get in the door. Why not? Wop wop. You've had too much recreational time. Wop wop. A doctor's note came back and it turns out you weren't really sick. Wop wop. You are now homeless. You're going to fucking walk into this and you're going to be like, how did this happen? Because you keep giving the government shit. You keep giving them this easy shit to regulate your lives. Stop it. Right. Okay, good. Anyway, back to China, where that's already happening. China limits gaming time for under 18s to 1 hour a day on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and good news, public holidays. China's top watchdog for gaming and other forms of online media has formally issued the rules to combat video games addiction. Oh, but they are addictive, though. Only an hour, though. But they are addictive, though. You played yourselves, idiots. The NPPA said video gaming companies are the main entities responsible for stopping children from becoming addicted to video games. Beijing has issued a new rule limiting the gaming time for players aged under 18 to between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and statutory holidays, marking the country's most stringent measure yet to tackle video gaming addiction among young people. The National Press and Publication Administration, there's an administration for every aspect of your life when you live in China, have said that they issued these rules to combat gaming addiction among teenagers, according to a report by the state media outlet Xinhua, if you say it like that. The previous rules, introduced in 2019, limited playtime for minors to no more than 90 minutes each day and 3 hours on holidays. Living the dream back then. You'll also notice as well, it got worse. You acquiesced. That's the other thing. That's the other rule, guys. They say, listen, let's just try this and see if it improves things. And then if it doesn't, we can go back to normal. You never get your freedom back. You never get your autonomy back. Once you let the government do it, you don't get it back. Never, never, not ever. When's the government ever gone, yeah, we tried limiting your freedom. It didn't work. Here you go, have more. Never, never. It's never happened. Stop it. Stop doing it. Stop going, yo, the government likes me. The government's cool. What happened to fucking, even the hashtag resistance do this. The hashtag resistance. I'm resisting. Look at me. I'm resisting. Oh, but actually, yeah, we do have to surrender all of these civil liberties now because, mean tweets. You people are idiots. While the direct impact on Chinese gaming companies such as Tencent Holdings and NetEase may be limited, as players under 18 currently account for only a small part of their revenues, over the longer term the new rule could gradually erode the country's player base. The notice also states that companies must strictly implement the real-time registration and login system in their games and not provide access to video games for anyone who's unregistered. The gaming unit of Tencent said in a statement on Monday that it supports the new regulation. What else are they going to say? They fucking hate this. I guarantee they're like, fucking hell. And then just a bunch of guys with guns outside the office. Oh, yeah, hey, was just thinking about how cool this is that you fucking shaved billions off my share price and have absolutely destroyed my consumer base. Thanks. Thanks, China. And that's how they treat one of the biggest corporations out there. I mean, you've got to hand it to the Chinese government. They really don't give a fuck who you are. You have to almost say there's a type of depraved principle to it all. Like in America, if you're a big corporation, you just fucking send a lobbyist in. Or you just fucking say, well, we'll remove our campaign funds. Or we'll send jobs to Mexico. And the politicians go, oh, fucking hell. In China, they don't give a fuck. They just requisition your shit. Many parents, let's listen to the parents. When have parents ever been wrong in assessing a cultural movement? Many parents have said that gaming addiction as a problem among teens and children has gravely affected their ability to learn and study as well as their physical and mental health, even causing a series of societal problems, an NPPA spokesman told Xinhua, producing no data whatsoever. I mean, I do want to just say, right, like, I don't know if I'm about to reveal a big secret here, okay, so bear with me in case it's another one of Wacky Rich's fucking crazy ideas. But for as long as humans have existed, right? Doing something recreational and doing something because you have to, you would always prefer to be doing that. But there has to be strong motivators to get you to do this. So it's not addiction. It's just as we've become more and more comfortable as a species and we're completely removed from, like, you know, the recreational, do a cave painting, work, go out and club a mammoth to death. You're like, oh, fucking hell, not the mammoths. But if you don't do that, you just die. So, right, get the clubs. You know, that's how it was, right? But now it's like, if I stay playing video games all day or whatever your proclivity is, I don't have to go out and club a fucking mammoth, do I? There's some, mom's brought me some tendies. It's all okay. So when teaching, and by the way as well, the way we approach education as a species is a fucking farce. We literally go to kids, hey, here's everything. It's like you're at a buffet, but you can't choose. You have to eat one of everything. Guess what? Yeah, you do feel a bit sick after a while. So we go, hey, kids, here's everything, right? We've dictated you must learn a bit of everything. And even though a few years into the educational process, you're going to go, wow, I really like these things and I really hate these things, you are not allowed to opt out. For reasons. And then, after you've dragged your fucking sad, miserable teenage carcass, and teenagers are more miserable now than they ever have been. You can't get illicitly high or sneak a drink. Boys don't talk to girls. Everyone's afraid. You fucking... So you get to the end of that. There's more pressure than there ever has been. There's more people, so there's like less opportunities. You better not fail. You better not fail. You drag your sorry carcass to the end of that. And then the same people who've been telling you, learn a bit of everything, learn a bit of everything, learn a bit of everything. Oh, for this point, you get to choose. We then say, right, now it's time to get a job or fuck off to university. Which one is it, guys? I don't even know. I thought I really liked that shit over there, but I couldn't dedicate any time to it because you were teaching me about fucking Pythagoras theorem. I don't even know any triangles. This is outrageous. So the whole educational system's fucked. So, and that's true everywhere. So, of course, if you say to a kid, you know, like, what would you rather be doing? Would you rather be playing this fucking, you know, would you rather be transported to an escapist world where you can just run around and build things? Or pretend to shoot your friends and laugh and giggle on voice chat without a care in the world? Or do you want to do fucking quadratic equations? Guess what they would rather choose? They're not addicted. They're just not fucking stupid. Pythagoras' theorem isn't even Pythagoras' best theorem. So anyway, shout out to all my Pythagoras bros. So, gaming addictions, honestly, I just think it's one of the most overblown, biggest crocks of shit of all time. And people can tell me, oh, but one time I forgot to drink water for like a minute when I was playing World of Warcraft and I was desiccated and dry. Like, I don't give a fuck. That's you. That's on you, mate. The game didn't make you do it. Social media, on the other hand. Now, let's ban that immediately. Everyone's got a contradiction. Anyway, let's just wrap this up. MPPA said that gaming companies are the main entities responsible for stopping children from becoming addicted to games, and Beijing's heightened scrutiny of the industry in recent months has hit stock prices of multiple Chinese gaming giants, such as Tencent, NetEase, and is that Bilibili? Is that a company? Bilibili? After a state media article described video games as spiritual opium earlier in August, the Tencent, the operator of the world's largest video game company by revenue, lost 43 billion. Oh, it's gone. My sweet, sweet billions. Gone. From its market valuation in a matter of hours. Tencent has lost more than 400 billion in value since February this year. My billions. That's the madness of the Chinese government. They don't even want you to be free if it makes you a mega corporation for them. Because here's the other little aspect, right, that people probably didn't pick up on. But, you know, I did. Where was it? Is it here? Yeah, here it is. I had to put this in an archive, unfortunately. I do like to give a little bit of revenue where possible, but it's Bloomberg. So, you know, again, one of the wealthiest men in the world putting his news articles behind a paywall. All right. So this was a report again in the middle of August where basically what happened was the Chinese government just jacked Tencent's money. They just jacked. This is no joke now. I shit you not. Right? Listen to this. Tencent Holdings is suddenly, while all this is going on, doubling the amount of money it's setting aside for social responsibility programs, marking one of the largest philanthropic efforts. It's not philanthropy by China's internet giants as regulatory scrutiny intensifies. The company on Wednesday announced it will give 50 billion yuan. I'm not calling it yen this time. I've learned my lesson, guys. That's $7.7 billion to aid the government's wealth redistribution efforts, according to an April pledge of 50 billion. Adding to an April pledge of 50 billion yuan for sustainable social values. The new funds will be focused on areas like increasing incomes for the poor, improving medical assistance, promoting rural economic efficiency, and subsidizing education. Now, sounds good. Sounds like the socialist utopia. But that's going via way of the government. So, I'm sure it'll get to the poor. I'm sure it's going to get there eventually. I have no doubt. I'm sure we're going to see. You watch They'll be there on, the New York Times will be talking about it since they seem to love China so much. They'll be there. There'll just be these like poor like people in tattered clothes like struggling in China, and then wow, I got my state dividend, and they'll be throwing yuan in the air, dancing. You'll see. The socialist utopia is coming, and God bless the CCP. No, the money got jacked. Sorry, just to clarify, their money got jacked. Now, what's also hilarious about this, just going back to Big Head, right? I also know when this goes on YouTube, in the comments, so I'm talking to you now from the past, someone's going to be going, you don't even know what you're talking about, Richard. You're just another right-wing, anti-communist, banging on China because your head's full of American propaganda. All right, good. Nice to see you. Here's what's great about this, though. Here's what's great about it. Obviously, the fact that the poor are definitely going to get all that money. That's great. But what is also great is Tencent own Riot Games. Riot Games staff never shut the fuck up virtue signaling, don't they? Right? And now Tencent has funded to the tune of 14 billion the Chinese government, the same people putting Muslims in camps, forced labor camps, and engaging in forced sterilization programs. I eagerly await your moral high ground, sirs and madams. I eagerly await it. Virtue Signal now, the company you work for, is literally funding the Chinese government. Please tell me more about how I'm bad because I tweeted about a video game. Please do. Or, do what you should have done at the start and shut the fuck up. So that's great. Because you better believe that card, it is the UGO. You have activated my trap card. I can't wait. The next virtue signal I see from a Riot staff member, you activated my trap card. Chinese article. Boom. There it is. Boom. 100%. Can't wait. So I'm keeping hold of that one. You better believe. Now, one last aspect to this. You can probably guess. Going to have a bit of an impact on the old esports, isn't it? Gonna have a bit of an impact. Because suddenly you now can't practice if you're under 18. You cannot practice. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And people have started, again, no Riot staff talking about this one. No one criticizing it. Right? This was a tweet hit. This is from Cute Bichu Official. This is a translation of this. LDL, that's the Chinese league. Well, LDL and LPL, but LDL's the feeder league, the Division 1 or whatever you want to call it. Announces players who are under 18 years can't play on the stage. And as a result, they've had to postpone the semi-finals. It's the start. The Chinese government never gave a fuck about esports. So, how it works in China now is you just have to wait until you're 18, play a game, and then just be immediately good at it. Or get by on 1 hour of practice. So, What was great about this as well was there were just a bunch of lazy arsehole Americans who were just like, wait, one less region? That's you mean we might have an advantage that we can exploit? And they all perked up. Don't worry, you guys will still be fucking trash because your attitude stinks. But you know, you can dream. I'll give you that. I'll never take away someone's dreams. You know. Wait, the irony is, like, you're still going to have to wait for the existing crop of all the Chinese players to go away. So maybe, you know, back in the streamer hole you go, guys. Yeah, you know, I've been thinking about moving to Valorant, man. You know, I've been thinking, just like, this game just isn't fun, man. I feel like everyone's so fucking tryhard, man. I just feel like, you know, I go in a solo queue and it's like, just everyone's just fucking worse than me, man. It's just, but it's like, I don't want to try hard, man. So, you know. Idiots. So there you go. China, the freest country on earth. And the tankies love it.